Did you?
We're trying to do a radio show, but go ahead, you minion. Hi, Rodney.
Hi. Did you say something in the meeting Friday about a blender for Nisi or something like that?
No, Shauna said something about a blender.
Yeah, there's something here, and nobody can figure
Ask
it out.
Shauna.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Is Shauna here?
Yeah.
Ask her.
That's what we're
You can leave that open.
doing. Okay.
In case I scream, I want some help to come running. Joe makes me so mad I can pull my teeth out.
Are we on?
Yeah. Do you mind playing some music if you're done?
To Rodney?
Excuse me. I can't shut my empire down to mess with you.
Making me wear
Don't
this
bother me
stupid
during
hat.
my solo performance. I wandered
Don't you need
so
to turn that music up a little
aimless,
bit so we don't have to listen to you?
and I wouldn't let my dear Savior
Glasses
in.
adjusted.
Then Jesus came like a
the trash.
stranger in the night. Praise the Lord. Little butt.
Hey, hey, hey! Okay.
I
Are you tired
saw
of
the
singing?
light. I saw the
Are you
light.
growing your beard out?
There's a lot of people that just tune into this show just for the opening of the singing, Joe.
That's not true.
It may be true.
It's not true.
Surely somebody somewhere
Don't call me
enjoys.
Shirley.
Surely somebody somewhere enjoys my. Hold on a minute, Rick. Come here.
Wait a minute. I got to turn these around.
What do you got? We're doing a radio show, but interruptions are a welcome. Interruptions are welcome during our show. What do you got, a bill? Give it to Felicia sitting outside of Sue's office. Did you check every air conditioner, every heater? Every one. Did you check the one in my 69 Chevy? Okay, so you checked all of the stationary ones. They're all working? Were they all working? That's what I thought. Okay, pal. Thanks. This is
That bill, I saw it. 100 grand.
mere bag of shells. Wait a minute. How much did you say?
100 grand.
100 grand. Guess what?
I'm turning this off while you're jacking around.
I like when he laughs. Look.
You are easily amused,
I
my
am.
friend.
I am. Don't touch little Ricky.
That's not
Joe.
Ricky.
Little Ricky's looking at you.
Start the show.
This is
Come
the
on.
Rick and JoeT Dum Ass Club coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas.
Yeah,
We are in the CHUMP studios.
that's true.
We are looking at the clock and it's 2:45.
Yeah, as it always
And
is. Time stands still in the Chump Studios.
it does. And we are coming up on a very important day in Dallas, Texas, in national history.
What's that? It's my anniversary Saturday.
It is?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
Yeah, it's my anniversary Saturday. I don't remember. Why you ask me that
Joe,
stuff?
I'm sorry.
I think it's 11 or 12 years.
I'm sorry. I didn't know, Joe. I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah,
What
I'm
can,
just
what,
saying.
what can I do? Buy you a payday or
No,
something?
just mourn.
No, it's the anniversary of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, yeah.
November 22nd, 1963.
That's more important than my anniversary?
Yeah.
The day that I married a white
This
woman?
hat is more important than your stupid anniversary.
Why are you making me wear this hat?
Because it looks good on you.
Well, anything looks good on me.
Well, that's true.
I understand
That
that
is
part.
true.
But you think we just look stupid?
Yeah, that's
pretty
what,
much.
See, look, I look like a reporter.
No.
The facts, ma'am, just the facts.
No, you
Give me the
don't.
facts.
You know, are you growing your beard out?
I am. I
Are
told
you?
you I was going
I know.
to.
I'm just trying to see how it's
I'm
coming.
going to grow that.
You got to start, instead of combing it back, you got to start combing it down. Like Fred's.
Yeah, but
Remember
it's
we
not
just
long
saw
enough.
Fred
I
out
always
front.
comb mine back.
Well, I know, but when it gets longer, you can't do that anymore.
I know. I got to comb it down.
You got to comb it down so it's like, how long are you going to let it go?
I'm going to get her down to like my navel, and I'm going to let a family of rats.
Your navel's only right here?
Well, down there. I'm going to let my family of rats build a nest in
How
there.
would you know if they were or weren't?
When I
They
comb
could
it,
already been in your hair for years.
when I comb it, a couple of them come flying out, maybe.
Okay. Anyway.
You look stupid in that hat.
I know. I don't like it.
Oh.
I ain't wearing this hat.
Well, you chicken shit.
I'm wearing. Now my headphones don't fit.
Anything
All
looks
screwed
good
up.
covering up that bald head of yours.
Yeah,
I'm going to wear my hat.
Okay, wear your hat.
I want a little piece of paper that says press that I can stick in the
I'm gonna
side.
get me one that says pull.
Press, pull. So, yeah, it's 50 years since.
Oh, is that why they're doing all this stuff? It's a 50-year anniversary.
Yeah, since Lee Harvey banged Kennedy.
Shows how much attention I pay.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. I go, why is it any bigger this year?
November 22nd, 1963, 50 years.
I'm more worried about my anniversary than I am that.
When is it, your anniversary?
Saturday.
That why you're getting your pictures made?
Yeah, that's part of it. We're doing that for Bundy, and we're doing.
So y'all gonna like hold hands and go to the park and sit under the gazebo and.
The answer is yes.
Excuse me, I think I'm gonna puke.
You've done it. You've done it. Now I got to do it.
I have done it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
There's pictures of you everywhere.
You know, the one email I did get they said, that we talk too much about me and they want to talk more about you, and they said that they want to hear about all your ex-wives. So now that first one.
Stop.
Now, Gay, you weren't married to Gay. Gay was just your girlfriend, your fiance. So your first.
Let's talk about the Cowboys. I don't like Romo.
I wanted to talk about
I
your
don't care. I'm not
ex-wives.
listening to you. I'll put the hat on if it'll shut you.
Put the hat on and I'll shut up about the ex-wives.
Okay. Put the hat on.
Put the hat on and I'll drop the ex-wives.
Okay. I got the hat on. I don't like it.
Hold on. It's another interruption. Come here. Did you build a cone for that thing?
Yes, sir.
Is that for the collector?
That's for
the tip.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
have your collector
Yeah.
and you have this.
But that's for the end of the collector.
Right.
Well, it only needs to be, the end of that collector is only like this big.
You're talking about for the collector or for the other one?
That is for the one that we built that bell for, and it wasn't cool, so we're making something cool.
Yep.
Handmade.
Well, I like that, but that's not, that old Ness collector that you're doing.
It's right there. It's right outside there.
Yeah.
Can you make it look like just like that one out there?
Make it look better, man. We got Rick Fairless.
Attaboy. You can handle it. You got it.
That flush,
Yes. Yeah,
that'll be short.
Cody, I can't tell you that if it looks exactly like that, I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
no.
like that, I'm happy. And you're going to make that a removable?
So, but what's that piece for?
He's whittling it down to go on the end of the exhaust
okay.
pipe. It'll be a removable piece.
Oh, why removable?
So we can sell different tips. Bingo!
Oh,
Bingo
I
was
got it.
his
So build
name.
the header
Oh,
pipe with the
E-I-E-I-O, E-I-E-I-O, and JoeT was his name. Oh.
Sometimes I think you're stupid. And then every once in a while I get confirmation.
You'd be right. If I was very smart, would I be sitting here with you wearing these two stupid hats? You remember, I like to wear this hat when I
Wait a
play
minute,
golf,
wait a-
though.
Yeah. But
Excuse me while I take a
I'm
pull of
dumber.
this
I swear
DT.
I'm dumber than you are. I'm going to take the credit because I drive down here. You just got to walk like 30 feet. And you're sitting here and then you just whine. You do whatever you want. I got to drive down here, interrupt my business, come down here and screw around with you. I'm the one that's really dumb. Then I listen to them and look at the little stupid Rick.
Yeah, but how dumb is this? On Saturday, it's supposed to be 75 degrees. You're going to be in a park holding hands and sitting under a gazebo wearing nice
I'm doing it for
clothes.
Bundy. I got to do it for Bundy.
There's some things that a boy will forgive his old man for.
You think that's one of them?
I think that's one of them.
But not for a while. Now he wants to be with his dad. And we got to go get pictures made. Anyway,
I'm telling you.
I got to do it.
No, you do. You got to do it.
Well, I wanted to play golf last Saturday, and you wouldn't go.
I had the big IMS show, which was a huge.
We'd have been done by 9:30.
Yeah, but that thing opened at 10, and I get when it comes to business, I don't mess around. I
No,
mean,
I know.
I got this goofy side of me that people see, and it's what I tell. Like when I hired Rodney, I said, listen, Rick Fairless, your pal, your goofball, your buddy.
Right.
When you come to work for me, you're gonna see a whole nother Rick Fairless.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
what
true.
most people never get to see unless you've worked for me.
Yeah.
Some people love that Rick Fairless. Let's see.
Let's see. How many would that be?
Let's see. Well, you'll see a whole nother Rick Fairless that you've never seen before.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not always
They
pretty.
get RF'd.
Yeah.
Rat.
Yeah.
Finked.
Yeah, you'll there's a business side
You're a
of
little
me.
intense sometimes.
I am. When
Yeah,
it comes
you're
to my
intense.
business, I am.
Yeah.
So when I go to these shows with my daughter or anybody else, man, I am turned up. I am lit all the way.
Yeah. So I'm somewhere in between. We go to the shows. I kind of mess around a little bit.
Well, it's
work
not
a
your
little bit.
business.
No, that's true.
It's not your business.
Yeah. But I help.
You do.
I help. I think I sold a bike for you at the show this weekend.
Did you? Which one?
Vision.
Now, do you think my hat looks better like this, or like kind of turned down like that Elliot
Wait a minute.
Ness?
Pull it down.
Reverend
Pull
Tri-
it down in front of your face. Tilt it forward.
How about that?
There you go.
Does that look
That's
better?
perfect.
Perfect. Now, see, now Reverend Trimble wears his hat up like that.
Who?
See? Reverend Trimble.
Who's Trevor Trimble?
Who's who?
Who's Reverend Trimble?
He's the character on the Sanford and Son. Reverend Trimble.
I guess
See,
I
he
missed
wears-
that episode.
He wears his, or I can wear kind of cockeyed like that Humphrey Bogart wears his, see? Yeah. That's James Cagney.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Or I can wear it like Tom Landry. He wore his hat kind of like this, see?
Tom Landry was a distinguished fellow.
He was.
That's something that nobody will ever say about you, Fairless.
You don't think so?
No.
Distinguished?
Distinguished. That's not it.
Well, I'd like to say you're wrong, but you're not wrong.
Anyway.
You're right.
Let's talk about the Cowboys.
I'd rather puke. I'd rather talk
They
about...
got their ass kicked.
No, it was worse than that.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
Oh.
I fell asleep. I never fall asleep during a Cowboy game.
Yeah.
I fell asleep. Because the IMS show, which is the International Motorcycle Show, it travels the country. You 12 listeners, if it's coming to your town, go see it. It's a cool deal.
Cool.
They put on a deal called the Custom Bike Showcase.
Yeah.
And my friend Bob Kay, our friend Bob Kay, puts that on, and so he has custom bikes spread out throughout the deal, and they're on these
Come down
fancy.
the big aisles.
Yeah, they have it down the big aisles, and that's cool. But then you get Harley and Honda and Suzuki
Yamahas
and
helmet guys
and
and
vintage
leather guys.
Yeah, and it's a cool deal.
It
It's
really
a very
is.
cool deal.
And it's actually called the Progressive IMS show. It's
Yeah.
sponsored by Progressive. That's how big time it's gotten.
Right. Yeah.
Progressive is actually sponsored the thing.
So my booth I represented.
Represented.
That's what I said. It didn't sound right.
It didn't sound right.
It didn't sound right.
Represented.
I represented.
There, stop right there.
No more id.
No.
It's only one id.
Yeah.
Represented
Yeah.
victory.
Yeah.
But I had Bob K wanted me to put 3 bikes in this custom showcase, so I did.
All right.
And then
Well, the vintage guys, I saw your 2 Triumphs.
yeah,
over
they
in the
wanted me
vintage
to have
show.
a couple of bikes in the vintage, so I had like 18 bikes up there.
Did you just haul one trailer worth, or did you just make a bunch of trips?
We made a bunch of trips.
Wow. Did Goose? How'd Goose do on the trailer?
He did good.
He didn't wreck anything. Didn't
Nope.
tear anything up.
Although
Didn't crash nothing.
Although on my big truck, Gary swears he didn't hit anything, but the little, which reminds me I got a call. The dually part of it
Yeah.
that sticks out?
Yeah.
That's plastic, right?
Yeah.
It's ripped. It's just looked like a strongman got it and just ripped the plastic.
But he didn't hit nobody?
He says he didn't. And you don't see any damage of anything being hit. You can see a few scratches.
But how would somebody rip it?
That's what obviously somebody didn't rip it, but it's where it bells out like
Yeah,
that.
I know what you're talking about.
It looks like somebody took a razor blade and just cut it, and it's just flapping like that.
Huh. I don't know. Who knows? But Goose didn't do that.
No, Goose didn't drive that
He
truck.
did fine. See, I told you,
no,
Goose
he
would
did.
do fine.
No, Goose got it.
Yeah.
I made him the sales manager.
I knew that.
So
So anyway, you had a good victory display down there.
yeah,
That's
no,
good.
we represented.
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 Not represented.
Did who?
Represented.
We represented.
Vic-
Did victory.
Yeah. Anyway, and you had a lot of cool
Sure you
bikes
don't like
down
that
there.
cockeyed hat? look?
No, put your hat on straight and let's talk
Yeah.
about victory.
Yeah.
So Rodney said he sold a few parts too, and that really wasn't the venue to sell parts.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. They get
Your display looked good.
50,000 people out there.
Yeah.
So
They were,
it's
when I came in, they were lined up. I mean, there was a huge line out front getting in. I brought Bundy down.
what
there.
day?
Saturday.
Okay.
Well, there was a big line when I came down there Sunday, and you weren't there.
Nope.
Where were you,
I
son?
was there for all day Friday and all day Saturday.
Right. Well, I went back down there Saturday morning by myself while Bundy and Cheryl went to church. I just got out. I actually rode my Vespa down there.
Why don't you play golf this week while they're going to church?
I got to go this week. We got a big deal at church on Sunday.
What's the big deal? Maybe I can solve the problem for you.
It's not a problem.
Christ gets killed in the end. They hang him up on this big cross.
Don't start that.
Don't you want my views on religion?
No, I do not.
What about my views on Obamacare?
Go ahead with that one. I'm afraid you get started on religion, we're going to get struck by lightning.
No, we won't. Well, we might. I don't know nothing about religion.
I know. Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Well,
Didn't I give you a book?
Yeah, it's called
The
Jesus.
Bible for Dummies.
Yeah, for idiots or something.
Bible for Dummies.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Well, hey, you got half right. You got the dummies right.
Yeah, well, I didn't read it.
I didn't figure you did.
So,
So anyway, good show.
yeah,
You think you sold any bikes down there?
yeah.
I think I sold one. There's a guy sitting on the Vision, and I talked to him for 10 or 15 minutes. Told him all.
The
that.
only verifiable, verifiable,
Keep going.
You're very fireable if you
Go
work
ahead.
for me. Verifiable bike you've ever sold
Yeah.
is
The cartoon bike.
it
that
wasn't,
white one.
it wasn't a cartoon bike.
What was it? What
Which
did it
white
have?
one?
That one at the show that time. It was white with the cartoon figures. And
No,
stuff
that
on it.
wasn't. It wasn't that. It was the same bike only it wasn't white with cartoons on it. That bike is still sitting here, or the gas tank
What
is.
bike was it?
It was the big dog that had a bunch of peace and love kind of junk on it, but it wasn't
It
white.
had a custom pack. I thought it
Yeah.
was the white one.
No, but yeah, you sold that one.
Yeah.
That guy sent me a message the other day and wanted to know if I wanted to buy it back, and I told him, hey, send it up here and let me sell it on consignment. And I never heard back from him.
Really? That same
Said
bike?
that same bike. It said something about his wife was sick or he was sick or something, and he had to get rid of it. That's a nice bike. I'd like to have that bike.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd like to have every bike.
I would.
You can't have all of them.
Arlen
You
Ness
gotta get rid
does.
of- not all of them. He's sold some. Arlen sells them. That's how Arlen makes his living, selling parts and selling bikes. And he sells a lot of
So
bikes.
now you're going to do a testimonial on Arlen's.
Arlen is a great businessman. And he does very, very well. There's worse people to emulate.
Who?
Lots of them.
Who?
What's his name that owns the hamburger joint?
Balls Hamburgers? Oh.
No.
Jack Perkins?
Yeah, you don't want to emulate him.
No, you don't want to emulate.
But Arlen is
He only owns 49% of the hamburger stand, remember?
Arlen owns all of his.
Yeah.
So you
40.
don't want to emulate the hamburger stand. Emulate Arlen Ness. He's a great role model.
No hamburger stand.
No hamburger stand.
I got
Parts. Arlen's got parts.
Yeah.
He has custom bikes.
Yeah.
He has motorcycle sales.
Yeah.
He's got this big, beautiful building
and a beautiful wife.
and good kids.
Good kids, good
Absolutely.
grandkids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think Max is going to do? Is Max going to go into the business?
He's going to college,
Right,
or
I
he's
know
he's
at
heading to
San
college
Diego
or
State.
something.
Yeah, he's at San Diego State.
Yeah, no, who knows? I think he'll come into the business.
Yeah. Zach's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
I mean, designing bikes, making appearances, got his own television show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
And
amazing.
his girlfriend is to die for.
Oh, yeah, she's 12. You're not supposed to be looking at his girlfriend.
I'm not
She's
looking
too
for.
young
I'm
her.
not looking at her, but
You need to be looking
she's
at
probably 24 or 25, which is way too young
You
for me.
need to be looking at Corey's girlfriend.
Christine LaPera.
Yeah.
Trust me, buddy. Trust me. I got Christine.
She's a nice lady.
Me and Christine LaPera love one another.
Do you?
We do.
Does Corey know anything about this?
He knows.
Okay.
He
Well, as long
knows.
as he's good with it, that's all I care about.
He knows. I mean, I told him he's lucky that I married her, else I'd be
So
courting.
if he moves out of the, if he flinches for a minute, you're in there?
I'm in.
Okay.
I may be in anyway.
I
Don't
bet.
tell no. Keep it down, Joe. You don't got to tell everything you know.
Anyway, she's a good lady.
She is.
I see them on Facebook. You know, they're in
Oh,
Hawaii,
Facebook Joe.
and they're in different places. I'm thinking,
Facebook.
man, why don't I go somewhere?
What about, let's see, Joe.
What? You got your feeble little list there?
Yeah, let me see.
Hey, did Jennifer give us anything to talk about this week? Get
Yeah.
her in here.
She gave me some.
She did?
Oh, she sent some videos of Kate Upton.
Well, we like that part.
Yeah, I sent videos of Pam Anderson. She cut her hair off.
I saw that.
I haven't seen her without a hat on. Have you?
Yeah.
How's she look?
It looked completely different.
Did it?
When I first saw it, I could barely tell it was Pam.
Right.
I mean, I had to look really close. Go, wait a minute, and it is. It's her.
Yeah.
But she looks. I like her with the hair long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like.
I
the
like
short
women
hair.
with long hair. I don't like short-haired women.
Yeah, I'm kind of depends. Kind of go either way. I just like women. But it's been so long since you've been with one. How would you know?
Now I have to admit I don't have all the ex-wives piled up like you do.
Don't start.
Now let's see that first
How about
one.
them Cowboys,
What
Ricky?
about that?
How about them fastball? Them Cowboys.
The second one's a redhead.
Hey!
Or was that number 3?
Stop. Stop.
You started it. I had moved on.
Okay, well let's.
I had moved.
Here. Hey,
I
look
know
at this
you're.
thing.
Hey, look at that
Hey,
thing.
look, it makes a lot of noise.
Hey, look at that. Woo! Watch.
Okay.
I think on one more.
No.
Let's try one more. I think he goes, woo!
What's he doing? He's just shaking.
You hear him? He wooed.
Okay.
What do you got a paper clip on his hand
I
for?
didn't
Get it
put
off
that
there.
It's got nothing to do with me. I
Who
don't
put
know.
a paper clip on his little
One of your
bony?
idiot employees in here in the when we all use our studio for like meetings and stuff. I wish y'all
Wait.
stop doing that.
I'm telling you, they get all these pinheads around here. Drives me crazy.
Oh, when are you gonna put my orange bike back up front?
Gene said he was going to change the grips or the
Was he?
something.
I still need to ride that bike.
I know. I tried to get you to ride it.
I know. Bought a bike and hadn't even ridden it. You said it runs really good. Yeah.
I put about 15 miles on it,
Really?
20 miles.
But the handle's good and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was actually very surprised on how much pep it had and all that. Did I tell you I rode an Indian at the Galveston?
Yeah, I know we didn't talk about it much. You said you did. What'd you think?
I rode one of the new Indians on the they had a Jeff Nicholas had a memorial ride for his son Conrad, who was a fine young man, and Jeff and I and a couple other people rode new Indians.
Okay. How did y'all get to ride New Indians? How did that happen?
Indian kind of sponsored that ride, so
they did?
any of us that were going on the ride could sign up and ride one of the new Indians.
okay.
It was a demo fleet.
Right.
So we rode a couple of the demo bikes, and it rode really good, almost as good as a Victory.
Yeah. Well, it's made by Polaris, so.
Yeah.
Did the motor have plenty of power?
Yeah, almost as much as a Victory.
Okay.
Yeah,
So which one did you ride? They've got like, what, 3 models?
yeah,
There's
3
a
miles.
soft
They're all
bag,
exactly the same.
Soft bag, hard bag, no bag.
Hard bag, called a Chieftain.
Okay.
It was, you know what? It was very nice. It rode good, but I kept thinking, okay, compare this to my cross country,
Right.
which is what I was riding at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, my cross country has more power than this one. My cross country is just as smooth. The brakes work just as good. I'm thinking this thing rides good. Does it ride better than my cross country? And I'm thinking, no, it doesn't.
But all the fenders are the same, right? I mean, it's all got,
This
they've all
is-
got the big fenders on them and all that.
For now, the new ones that'll come out will be different. But I
my
mean,
point is it'd be hard to customize. I mean, you got those big fenders. I mean, it would be hard to.
well, but the new ones that are going to come out are going to be different. But the point is, the part that pisses me off is Indians are going to outsell Victories in 2 years.
You think so?
Yeah, and Victory is a better bike.
Well,
But because it has that name,
Yeah.
Indian, I'm gonna get me an Indian. Remember them wars, Harley and Indian bumping heads. Okay, that was like when 1928.
Well, Indian went out of business in what 53?
Yeah,
So nobody that's hardly alive now. Very few people that are still alive ever actually owned a real Indian.
not back in the day. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
if they did their own.
70 or 80 years, 80, 90 years old now.
Right. So yeah, I mean Indians fine, and I mean trust me, all you people out there that think Harley is the end all,
It ain't.
It ain't. And
I mean,
how many Harleys have you owned, Joe?
oh God, I don't know, 30, 40.
I've owned more than him. here's the way I equate it. I'm a Chevrolet guy, okay? A Harley is like a Chevrolet. It's a great product, runs good, looks good, good solid product. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
It's nothing special.
But have you seen those?
You got to make it something special.
Did you see those 2 new Harleys that just came out with? The 500 and the 750?
Yeah.
They're water cooled.
Yeah.
Basically, they're a version. They're not a knockoff. They're a different version of the what you call it, the other motor.
The V-Rod.
The V-Rod motor. And so I mean, they're morphing into Hondas.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're doing. These
Well,
two
but
new ones look just like Hondas.
I know,
to me.
but the EPA and them kind of people are kind of making them do that.
Yeah,
I
I just
don't
hate that that's happening.
Well,
You know, I think here's the difference: is I think Harley is morphing into Honda. I think Victory is going the other way and actually making their motors. They're better looking. They're getting more stylistic about their bike, and they're not just kind of following the crowd.
it's just
You know what I mean?
It's just some people, Troy Williams, some people have to have that name Harley Davidson because they want to stand up there. Where's Troy live, Iowa? They want to stand up there in Iowa. He wants to stand up there in one of them cornfields next to somebody that has a tractor, and the guy says, "You a rider?" "Yeah." "What you got?" "I got a Harley." "You do?" "Well, one of my dad's buddies had one of them old Harley Davidsons, and he rode her down this dirt road. They don't want to say, "What kind of bike you got?" "I got a Victory." "A Victory? What's a Victory?" "Well, you know, the snowmobile people." Get past it.
Well, but that's what
A Harley is nothing special, I promise you. When these idiots will get drunk out here and they'll hit their Harry Hines and they'll just light that Harley up going down
hit
there.
the rev limiter.
Yeah, and I'll tell whoever's standing there, I say, "Boys, that's what 65 horsepower sounds right there." That's what 65 horsepower sounds like right there.
That's right. Well, they're going to get more horsepower, but they're all going to. They look like they're going to water cooled, and eventually that was the whole deal. They built the V-Rod motor. Eventually, every Harley is going to have.
Well,
that
we
style
don't
of
know
motor.
that. We don't.
I'll
Trust
bet
me.
you a bunch of money.
Harley's smart. Them guys, and don't get me wrong, Harley builds a fantastic motorcycle, but it kills me when people think that basically.
They're moving away from their tradition, I think.
I think they are too. They're losing it now. Part of it is driven by the government. The government's forcing them to.
Yeah.
The good thing about Victory and now Indian, Polaris is forcing Harley to sharpen up its pencil and get a little bit better on the game, I think.
Yeah.
It's making them bring some more innovation to their products.
Right. Well,
Because
and
they're not the only gorilla in town.
Yeah, and you and I are custom guys anyway. I mean, all I care about is not the bike. All I want is the motor and the transmission.
Yeah, but when you want a Harley motor and transmission, I could give a shit.
That's what we always had. That's what we built before the other guys came along.
Yeah, but we've also been using a ton of S&S and TPs and Bakers.
Right.
I mean,
but I'm talking about the Harley style. That what it looked like.
You want an S&S motor or a Harley motor?
I'd take a S&S motor.
Okay. Do you want a Harley transmission or the Baker 6-speed transmission?
The Burt Baker transmission.
No kidding. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that Harley has to always be the best.
Right.
It's not. It's just that most people don't realize that Harley is just a good, solid product. Most people think, "Oh my God, Harley Davidson is the mountain that everybody prays to."
The mystique.
Well, it's got 110 years worth of history.
That's right.
And trust me, I love the whole Harley story and all of that.
Well, but where I lost. And
I know where
I talked about this all the time. When they started building, the best thing we ever did when we were all out traveling, we stopped at every Harley shop in every town because every one of them was different.
Remember that little one we stopped at in Lafayette?
I love that little one. It wasn't any bigger than this room, hardly.
No,
and
it
two
was
Harleys sitting in there, and all these old parts. I mean, it smelled like oil.
It was wonderful. And now walking to a Harley shop's like walking into a freaking Nordstrom's.
Right.
Isn't it?
It absolutely is. That's the part I hate. That's what hurts my feelings. It's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys not winning. I remember our Super Bowl days. I remember Harley's Super Bowl days when you went in, and the guy behind the counter was the guy that owned the shop. And he had the same mechanics that worked for him.
Yeah, but hold on. I mean,
I miss that.
You can't. I do too. But you can't fault what Harley has done.
Well, no,
I mean,
they're a business.
They have done fantastic.
Right.
And that's kind of what Indian is doing, is they're trying to follow that yellow brick road. You know, we want standalone, big fancy buildings and all that stuff. And that's probably the way to do it, but there's got to be some exceptions in there somewhere. You know, there's got to be a little bit of...
The money's gotten so big. I mean, it takes so much money to do all that. I mean, you know, used to the guys... You know, they basically just applied for a Harley shop, and they had it since 1950 when nobody wanted them, and they had 2 bikes in there, and they kind of did it on the
yeah, but they're all of them guys. They're running all them guys out there.
That's what I know.
They're
it's
all
gotten corporate.
It has. It's all corporate now.
It's gone from the local mom and pop show
to
where these people own 30 Harley shops.
I know, and
I know that it's follow the money.
It's follow the money, and that's what it's just one of the best things that ever happened to me, because it opened my eyes, was about 10 years ago. I mean, probably once a week, once every couple of weeks, somebody calls me. Guy called me 2 days ago. Wants me to open up a Rick Fairless Strokers, pick a city.
Right.
Okay? So this guy wanted to do one in Austin. I told him no, right there on the showroom floor. Then he wanted to argue with me and tell me all this stuff, and he said, Rick, just think how much money you make here. You could double it with another store. And without even thinking, I said, I'm not in this for the money. The money is not what drives me. It's the freaking love of motorcycles.
Right.
I make enough money now to live comfortably. Right. I mean, I've got a big, beautiful house that's paid for, and I got a jillion motorcycles and a bunch of cars and trucks, and
my old lady. Take your girl out to dinner.
Yeah, and I have everything that I want. I have. It's money is not the, and I think that I truly would be a better businessman.
Yeah. If
the money did drive me. Well, but it doesn't. The money doesn't drive me.
You know what?
Passion drives me.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure. It's what I told you the other day.
Yeah, but if I was...
Wait a minute. We were talking to Marilyn the other day at the IMS show.
Marilyn is the editor of Ironworks magazine.
And I told her, and I meant this, and it's really back to what you're saying right there. I told her that if this had been me running this deal and making every decision, I mean, I helped you do some stuff.
You did.
All that, but if it had been me making all these decisions, this place probably would have failed. You know, and really, because the money, I think in terms of the money and the corporate stuff and big dollars and how can you expand that, and anybody can do that. There's 1,000 guys, 1 million guys that can do that same thing, that are smart business type people.
Right.
But like you said, I think what's made this a success and all the stuff that you've done is that passion and that love for it. And really, when you give up, for lack of a better term, the greed part of it, and it's just, I love it and I want to do it.
Right.
It makes a huge difference, because then there's a love for it. People can feel that around here. It's not just walking into another sterile Harley shop.
Right.
Where they all look the same. Wait a minute. Am I in Tulsa or I am Oregon? Right. Well, it looks the same. I can't tell.
You know, and that's what I fight against, you know, but I mean, sometimes I think, okay, if I would have been smart about it, maybe I have 5 stores by now. You know, maybe I got guys running 5 stores, and maybe I'm out playing golf.
I'm going to give you a name.
Okay.
Dennis Campbell.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out so good for him.
Okay, there you go.
Now, when you bring up that, you got to tell these 12 listeners who Dennis Campbell was.
There's a guy named Dennis Campbell in California. He started a shop and built it up into this big... I went to the shop. I went there and talked to him because I was thinking about doing one here in Dallas. Anyway, went out there, and he built a shop called Biker's Dream.
And this was during the boom.
The boom. Well, it's kind of the beginning of the boom.
It was the beginning of the boom. He was
perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing to do it, and he failed.
And he basically, his idea was to build these big custom motorcycle shops that sold Arlen Ness.
And they had one here in Dallas.
There's one here in Dallas. But he was going to open them all over the country, and blah blah blah. Didn't make it.
No,
because when he opened those other shops, the people here in Dallas didn't have the passion.
Well, what happened was
for a paycheck, and he wasn't there.
What happened was when they were going to open this one in Dallas, me and you talked about it 1,000 times, and when it opened, you and I went there together.
Yeah,
we walked around in there. We were so excited that it was having their opening, and we wanted to go see this shop.
You're talking about this shop here,
this shop in Dallas,
right?
And we went and saw it, and basically it was a California company. Well, the people here were California people at the time. They could have gave a shit less about being in Dallas or being here or taking care of business. And we walked through there, and we both said, ain't no way this store is going to make it.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
No, but you can look at. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, it's just that it's the point.
I mean,
Back to your point. They didn't have the passion.
They didn't.
Dennis was worried about the money, doing all that stuff, and it got too big.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of examples of companies that have made it work too.
But in the motorcycle industry,
Harley,
because I mean they're so big and they did that. But other than that, there's no independent.
No, that have multiple stores.
Right.
No, that's right. I think you're
I
probably
can't
right.
Think of one.
And I have no desire to, could I go out and get a bunch of high rollers to put in a bunch of money and set up a corporation and open multiple stores? Yeah, I could. But I don't think I'd be happy doing it.
Well,
could I go to Dwayne Barnett and say, "Hey, Mr. Barnett, you know what we do here. You got plenty of money. You love motorcycles. What if we did, have your lawyers and my brother lawyer and put together this thing and let's start doing some." Could I do that? Yeah, I could probably do it.
Right.
But I just don't think that's what I would want to do.
But part of this, there was a little bit of luck involved, and I don't think you could do that not that you couldn't. It would be very difficult to find this kind of location with this much land that has a bar and a separate building. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To really replicate this, could you go rent some space in a shopping center or find a little building somewhere? But to really replicate this place, I tell people all the time when we talk about it, I go, people that aren't really in the motorcycle world, I tell them, they ask about it and they go, "That's a big place," and all that. I said, "Yeah," and I tell them kind of the story, and I said, "There's nothing that I can figure out that's really like it in the entire country." Arlen's got a beautiful shop,
but it's not like this.
Beautiful shop, but he doesn't have the bar and the atmosphere. Then there's bars. There's the Full Throttle and and shop bars around the country.
The Iron Horse Saloon. But they're not both. They're just the bar.
It is not. This is. Here's what I'd equate it to. It's almost like Playboy. Playboy wasn't just a magazine. It was a lifestyle.
Right.
And that's almost what this has become.
Well,
it's like the Strokers lifestyle. You go there, you hang out, you eat, you buy.
Maybe I need to bring back my very first corporate saying was not a store, a style.
Yeah. That's really kind of what it is. People come here and hang out. Where else in the country do you know that you can go and do everything you can do here?
Nowhere. Me and you have been to most places. People will come in every day from all over the country, and they always say there's no place they've ever seen like this.
And then I'll add to that. The other thing is, let's say we find a place in Timbuktu. Okay. Now, when we go to Arlen's place, obviously we know Corey and Arlen, so they show us around, and they're obviously wonderful people and friends, and they're nice to us. Not everybody gets that.
Right.
When they come here, most people, how many times have you and I been sitting and yakking, or we're running around or doing something? Rick, come to the front.
Yeah.
And you go at the owner of the place. That's what I said about the Harley shops. Typically, when you went to these old shops, the guy that was sitting behind the counter was the guy that owned the place. Right. Well, that's you, Fairless.
Yeah. No, and that's right.
That makes a huge difference.
I give tours to anybody that asks for one. Right. Either me, if I'm here, which I'm here 99.99% of the time, or sometimes Biggin does.
All right. But it's still you or your family. Or
I don't know. You have to think, what if?
Yeah.
You wanted to open up a motorcycle shop at one time.
Well, and
I
probably wouldn't have. I don't think I'd have made it. I'm much better in my business. You're good in your business. I'm good in my business.
Right.
I do well in my business. I don't think I'd do good in this business, other than helping you out every once in a while.
Right.
Kind of stand around. What do you need me to do? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
But your vision.
It's just like the now. What's one of the big driving points is the RF custom parts.
Yeah.
We're creating new parts, and it just excites the piss out of me. It's cool to see something coming together and all that.
Right.
And then now I have to get into is Victory going to sell this part for me, or do I need to call Tom at Drag, or you just heard Fred say call Charlie Adai at Tucker Rocky Biker's Choice,
Right.
I don't know. There's a million options, and I just have to figure out which one's going to be the best.
That's your next endeavor.
That's my
Started the shop.
Yeah.
Started doing custom bikes. Then you started selling new bikes. Because originally, the original business plan we were talking about in Maryland.
It's just used bikes.
Just sell some used bikes here and there.
Yeah.
And, have a few parts. And,
Yeah.
And then look. So anyway.
Well, it's
kind of a great story.
You know what? It's and actually, I'm supposed to be writing this for Marilyn. Actually, she wanted me to, my next column. She wanted me to write kind of that story down.
Yeah.
But anyway, while the IMS show was in town, I took a couple of people from Allstate out to eat. Those people are so good to me. Those Allstate people are they're such good people and nice people, and I just truly enjoy working with them.
Saw your bike sitting over their booth.
Yeah, I had a bike in their booth, and I went over there each morning, and I wiped down their bikes, and and it's just they're good to me. And then on Saturday night, and Sue went with me, and then on Saturday night we went with Marilyn out to eat
From Ironworks.
Yeah, both times they met here. I took them to my house to pick up Sue, so they got to meet Alice. We showed them around the house.
Poor Alice. Dumb dog.
She ain't dumb.
Where is Alice today?
Sue didn't come in today. She had a bunch of errands to run at home.
So Alice is at home?
Yeah, Alice is at home.
Dumb dog.
She ain't dumb.
That's a dumb dog.
No, it ain't. That dog's smart, buddy.
Anyway, tell me the rest of the story. So you went to dinner with Marilyn.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So what are you supposed to write an article about this time?
Just the kind of how I got started and
what we were talking about at the show the other day.
Basically what we just talked about.
Yeah.
So I need to take the time. But to me,
are you gonna do a step by step? We got up early. We loaded the bikes. We headed to Daytona. Stopped by Jeff Long's.
No.
Waited on Edmondson.
No.
Edmondson finally showed up.
Remember, they'd been up all night long. No, he was there. Remember, they were there working.
No, he had gone back to do
that's right.
something.
Jeff, Edmondson had gone back to take a shower.
Yeah.
And Jeff was finishing loading the trailer. And then so we had to wait for Edmondson to get back.
And you and I were antsy as hell. We were like, let's go.
Yeah, we had traveled a total of about 3 miles at that
Jeff
point.
Jeff was going, we got to wait on Tim. We got to wait on Edmondson.
And then Jeff Long didn't even go with us.
Yeah, because he was still painting
He
something.
flew up there.
Right. You're going to give her all those gory details?
No, hell no, I'm not. Hell no.
We had fun that week.
It was fun. What time is it?
I don't know. I need to get out of here. I got to go back to my office.
Yeah, I think
busy.
that's enough boring stuff for today. So I can't believe you made me wear this stupid hat this whole show.
Would you stop?
Turn that music up. I might want to sing.
Wait a minute.
Or I may not. It's just a midget.
Them pictures were nice.
Joe loves midgets.
I do like midgets. Actually, I watched last night. There's a show on called Little People, Big World.
Houston, we have a
I
problem.
watched it last night.
I love
Two little
midgets.
midgets.
That's why I like the midgets.
They creep me out.
Why?
I just don't. They're stubby little cigar fingers.
How can you not love a midget?
I don't.
You ever hugged one?
No.
How do you know you would like them?
I ain't going to risk it. So this has been the Rick and Joe T. Play some exit music.
That's exit music.
I love the midgets.
Why don't you put Puff on there?
No.
Okay, so your second ex-wife
Wait a
was...
minute. Let me find Puff. Well, that ain't it. No. There you go.
Thank you, Joe. You're such an accommodating fellow.
Yeah, boy. Come on, let's get out of here.
So this has been the Rick and Joe T. Dum Ass Club coming to you. You know, if we had all your ex-wives listen to the show, our ratings would go through the sky. This has been the Rick and Joe T. Dum Ass Club coming to you.
You're the dumbass that married your first wife again.
This has been the Rick and Joe T. Dum Ass Club coming to you. Dum Ass Club
For the first time.
coming to you almost live from
Hey,
almost
did you get laid back then?
down. Yeah, boy, regular. Of course, we were only married about 30 minutes. I think we got divorced on our honeymoon. So we got, we're coming to you. We came to you
The Chump Studios.
almost live from almost downtown Dallas. Keep your eye on my website and on my Facebook page. All 12 of you listeners need to shoot me an email, rick@strokersdallas.com. Tell me what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. I can't help JoeT's attitude. He is not a funny person.
Hey,
So I put the hat on him so he could get a few laughs, okay? It's
it's
working.
making my head hurt.
It's working.
It's not. It's making my head hurt.
It's making me laugh, Joe. I promise you, I'm laughing inside looking
Yeah,
at you.
Okay, come on.
You got anything, Dad? You got anything, Dad?
No,
Pictures are nice. That's why I like the midgets. I can trip them.
no, I don't.
I want you to think about me and the chumps when you're holding hands in the there you go. When you're holding hands in the park at the gazebo getting your picture made.
We're getting a picture made with my wife and Bundy. I want pictures of Bundy. Today was gymnastics day at school. He's all excited.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did you dress him up as Larry Bird?
No, he just got on his sweatpants and his cool little tennis shoes.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you down the road. Bye.
See ya.
You can take off that dumb hat now.
Good. He